Alright, here's a H11 low beam for a 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee. You can see in there the filament bouncing around. So the low beam is difficult to get to. I've had luck coming in through this little slot on the wheel well. Just turn this clockwise and pop it out when you get to these slots here. There's a couple of methods to get in here. One is this way. Make sure you turn the wheel all the way to the left so you can have room. Another way is to come up here, take off the ECM. You don't have to take it off this bracket. You can leave it bolted on. You just slide it off. See this clip here and these two down there. It'll pop right off. Just move this out of the way. Two bolts, two 10mm bolts here and here for the reservoir. Slide that over as much as you can. If you do decide to take the ECM off, those are 8mm. Don't lose them. You'll need them. Anyway, once you get this cover off, the socket get up itself is right there. You can't really see in there, but it's right there, covered up by this little guy. It's a rubber boot. Just pop it right off. Easy peasy. Now this is extremely difficult to get to because there's just no room to fit your hand with this bracket here and get a grip and turn. Same with coming in this way. It's really difficult to get an angle and get your fist in there. It's a tiny hole. So what I did, I just used some tiny channel locks this big, and I went in through, one hand through here, through that gap, and another hand up here just to lock it on. And ultimately I had success just coming in through here and prying it down and popping it out. Now you see the base, it has these 3 rings on it, and it'll go in kind of like this, and then you turn it clockwise to lock it in place. So as long as you match up these 3 prongs, you'll be fine. Now all I need to do is reach in there and pull out the plug. You can see it up in there. I just have to grab that, pull that out, plug it in. But before you reinstall, turn the car on and make sure the light and the bulb works before you get too deep. Now this is what I'm using as a replacement, the basic H11. You see it has the same plug. So I don't need anything fancy. I've gotten pulled over twice for this thing for a bulb out. So again, same plug, just a filament, basic. Anyway, that's how I got it. There's several videos on how to do it. I did a combination of all these, but ultimately my favorite thing I've seen is a guy using a thin small pry bar, but it will tear up. You can tear up this fabric, so if you don't want to do that, I suggest using a small channel lock. Anyway, good luck. Alright, here's a continuation for getting the low beam out of the 2017 Grand Cherokee. So you just reach up in there, pull this plug out. Obviously make sure that your replacement matches. H11 basic from Sylvania is what I got. So yeah, just right there. So try to leave this out. Might suck back in. I suggest you wear some nitrile gloves in case you touch the bulb with your oily hands. If that happens, you can always use denatured alcohol. Just put some on a little rag there and just give it a wipe, and you can use that to hold it. It's about springtime here in Georgia, so there's pollen everywhere. So I think what I'm going to do is a combination of glove and alcohol, just to keep the bulb protected. Anyway, we'll just click it right back in there, and then we'll kind of see how the alignment goes. So the fat tab, is to the back there on the right side of that, and the two skinny tabs are on the left and the bottom. So just make sure you put it straight in that way, turn it 20-30 degrees, and then put your boot back on, cover everything up, and you should be good to go. But again, make sure you test it before you put it back in. That's key. So you can see the tabs here that match when it goes, it goes this way. Enter here, turn right. So the back big tab will be on the right side, and these two tabs will be top and bottom on the left. Alright, so here's the H11 bulb installed into the socket. So we're going to turn the lights on and make sure it works. Just turn on the ignition one time. Okay, low beams. Clearly where is it? Where are we? There we go. So driver side works. Never had a problem with that one yet. And passenger side bulb installed, but it's burning on the, yikes. So we gotta make sure we turn that off because it's burning. It's burning the stuff. We don't want that. Okay, the bulb is in. I had the best luck reaching in through the top. Let's see if I can find it. I think that's it right there. So that's with the dust cover back on. Yeah, so I just put the bulb in through the wheel well and then came up here through the top and reached in with my right hand and just finagle with it until you're absolutely sure that the tabs are in proper, and then give it a twist clockwise. You may have to try it a couple times. I mean, do whatever works for you, but that's what worked best for me. A combination of sliding over the coolant reservoir, lifting off the ECM just off the tabs, not off of the bracket, uncovering the wheel well hole port and taking off the dust cover, and then just do everything in reverse. Obviously test your bulb. Mine worked. Wipe it down with some denature alcohol if you have it. Right, so get the bulb back in there, cover everything up, go ahead and put this back on and get this back in place, and we should be good to go. But we'll go ahead and give it another test now that it's in place. Turn on ignition, turn our lights on. Okay, so yeah, driver side, no problem. Passenger side, no problem. So good to go. Everything went smooth on that. So we'll see how long it lasts. Again, this is an H11 Basic from Slovenia. It's like 20 bucks for the 2-pack at AutoZone. They'll try to sell you a bunch of other things like HID, and you can get the Ultra Bright if you want, but I don't. $150 for that. I'm good. I don't need that. Ultra Bright, maybe try that in the future, but really I just need, that's all you need. 2-pack, $20. Alright, good luck. Alright, quick thing here on the 2017 Grand Cherokee. After putting the ECM back, just by the clips. Remember, we didn't take it off the bracket, but we took the whole bracket off of the plastic mounting, so it was still a little loose, so I just added a little 8mm head, short little bolt right here just to keep it in place. So that's something you can do if you're missing bolts here and down in there. So yeah, just something I wanted to add to it because nice and sturdy, so it's not bouncing around. I'll have to check on it in a couple days to see if it rattles loose or not. But it's just plastic. It's plastic threads there, so I don't want to go too tight and strip it. Maybe some blue Loctite should do it.